Welcome to Lochcarron of Scotland. Established in 1892 in the beautiful Scottish borders, they are the world's leading manufacturer of tartan. They specialise in weaving many different tartans that go towards creating anything tartan. Kilts, cushions, bags, ties, scarves, caps, teddy bears, well, the list goes on. The Highland Titles Tartan is a very unique tartan. It was designed by Highland Titles in 2011 and is registered at the Scottish Register of Tartans for exclusive use by the Lairds of Glencoe. The first step in creating tartan is to wind the right amount of wool ready for dyeing. Any thread can be used, but for Highland Titles tartan, only pure new wool is used. Next is on to the dyeing room, where all the dye is mixed. Once the correct colours are created, the dye colours are applied in hot water and the solution is soaked through the yarn cones to achieve even coverage. They are then dried in an oven for between 6 and 8 hours. Then it's on to the warping. This is where we create the warp pattern of the fabric from the dyed yarns. All colours are placed in the order of the tartan pattern on the warp mill bank. Although new technology is used, it requires a great deal of textile knowledge and skills to ensure the tartans are produced correctly. Once ready to go, the machine will begin turning and warping around 450 meters per minute. All of the threads are combined at an incredible rate with minimal breakages. Every run requires skilled work to prepare the warp for weaving. On each occasion, the warper must arrange the threads by hand and ensure that everything is aligned properly. Here you can see the tartan pattern being created. The yarn is tied like this to ensure an easy move onto the smaller beam ready for weaving. Once the full length has been warped, the warper then feeds a wooden pole into the knots and turns it over towards the rear of the machine. This completes the warping process. Now the warp must be wound off the warp beam onto a smaller beam, which is then moved across to one of the weaving machines. Next up, the weaving. For the Highland Titles tartan, this took 3 days on one machine. The beam and separate cross threads are fed into the loom. You might not be able to see the actual yarn being inserted, as the process is very fast, but here you can see the fabric forming. These are called shafts and they carry the warp threads into the weaving loom in a sequence which creates a fabric construction or weave. This edge is created in the loom whilst weaving. Here you can see the special woven edges, which means you do not need to use a hem on your kilt. Once the fabric has been woven, it needs checked, which is where the darners come in. Each length is meticulously checked for errors. If there are, the darners fix them then and there. Every square foot of land you buy gives you access to the exclusive Highland Titles tartan, which can be bought in our online shop.